to be a speaker or not to be a speaker? That is the question for all of us in this room. But how? Very simply, study great speakers and the speeches that they have written. Demosthenes of Athens, 500 BC, was a 98-pound weakling with a speech impediment, and he had his family's fortune ripped off. So in order for him to get his fortune back, he had to present in front of the high court of Athens. Now when Demosthenes stepped up to the microphone, he had two problems. One, there were no microphones in Athens in 500 BC. And two, he was ill prepared to present from memory his story to the high court. So he went down to the ocean and went into training. And he ran the hills above the ocean to get his breath and to become physically fit. And he stood in front of the waves and he projected his voice, the crashing waves, his voice back at it. And he used the pebble to learn to use his tongue and his palate and his lips to pronounce his word and enunciate them properly. And I don't recommend this. Enunciate your words. Demosthenes did get his fortune back, and he went on to become a sea captain. And he learned to paint pictures with his words. And he went on to become a great speaker in ancient Greece. Will Rogers of Oklahoma was one of America's great humorists. In front of the Will Rogers International Airport in Oklahoma City is a bronze statue of Will sitting on a horse with a lasso. Will Rogers had one trick. He's still in the Guinness Book of World Records with that lassoing trick, but he parlayed it into a career. First, as a stand-up comedian, as a vaudeville act, in a Wild West show, in silent movies, in talkies, as a syndicated columnist, an author. Will Rogers was loved by everybody for his humor. And his humor was observational humor. It was not telling jokes. It was observing what was going on around him and reading from books and papers. He used humor, the techniques of humor, the build-up, the surprise, incongruity, and hyperbole, or exaggeration. He used these techniques in humor to engage his audience. But what he did better than anybody else of his day, or even today, was he made fun of himself first. That allowed him to make fun of the situation and his audience. Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. This is a speech that I want to talk about. We all know Martin Luther King was a powerful speaker, and he should have been. He practiced every week making people see God. If you had to give a speech every week at Toastmasters to make us see God, you would be powerful too. But when you have a speech that's crafted as well as I have a dream, and you combine that with the power of a Martin Luther King, you have what is arguably one of the best speeches ever presented. And here's some of the crafting that was done in that speech. He starts the speech off. 50 years ago, a great American. Now remember, behind him is the giant statue of Abraham Lincoln. He never has to mention Abraham Lincoln's name, but he begins the speech by resting on higher authority. Rest your speeches on higher authority with quotes and the use of powerful entities. The speech goes on with relentless positivism. Relentless positivism. Yes, he does mention some of the injustices that were done, but he continues to talk about how I have a dream. He rings that bell. And by the way, it is I have a dream, not I have a plan. I have a dream is powerful. I have a plan is boring. I have a dream that my children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Powerful. It's the use of alliteration, the C's, color, content, character. If you can write that into your speeches, alliteration, it rings true. Ringing that bell over and over again, repeating phrases. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. I'd like to leave you with another powerful speaker, Patrick Henry, in front of the Continental Congress, and I'm going to paraphrase, sort of. I know not what others will say, but as for me, give me a passionate speech or give me death.